Welcome back to your news at 4. A naturalist group dedicated to bird conservation is facing controversy because of its name. The Audubon Society gets its name from a naturalist who enslaved people. Miles Miller explains why some chapters are trying to shed that name.
We've seen a red cardinal and we haven't got a clue what the other ones are, but they're quite colourful compared to ours.
Yeah. Take a stroll through the Ramble in Central Park and you'll marvel at how many different types of birds there are here. Birding, a popular activity.
It makes you feel close to nature in the middle of the city.
When you think of bird conservation, one name comes to mind ahead of all others, the Audubon Society. It's a name derived from naturalist John James Audubon, who set out to paint every bird in North America. But that's only half of his story.
Although John James Audubon's name is synonymous with birds and conservation, in the last decade there's been a lot of writing and research about some of the less attractive parts of his legacy, including the fact that he was an enslaver, a critic of abolition, and contributed data that fueled white supremacy.
Because of that history, New York City's Audubon Society started discussing changing its name, and on Monday, by a majority vote of its board of directors, reached a decision to make a change.
What we learned was the name Audubon was serving as an impediment, a barrier to getting people involved.
Birders applauded the move.
I think it's a good idea. I'm all for supporting changing things to be more racially equitable.
The decision by the city's chapter is the opposite of what the national chapter decided to do. They announced last week they'll keep the name as is.
Where do the bats hang out here? 4 different species of bats. They come out at night.
Holly Light runs the Madison Square Park Conservancy. Her organization played a role in the name change.
We want to encourage new populations who have never thought of birding or even in some ways nature as a place that they felt safe going and spending time.
The first to ditch the name was the Audubon Naturalist Society, based just outside of Washington, D.C. It's now called Nature Forward. In our area, Audubon Dakota says it's a state office of the National Society, and it will not be changing its name, which was decided by the National Board. Officials say individual chapters can choose any name they select.